Good morning, duelist. Welcome back to another installment of A Master Ryzeal. I do apologize if I'm a little bit more quieter than usual. It is currently 5:30 in the morning. Today is the day of regionals, and as everyone knows, we just recently got a ban list, which affected me a little bit because I was planning on taking Shark Ryzeal to regionals. That got changed pretty quick. The ban list got rid of Barmet Shark, which understandable. Double toed from Mermail, you don't really want that in the format. It's the other cards that was a little bit sucky. We got a semi-limit on Ice, X, and Sword, as well as a limit on Bonfire. Doesn't outright kill the deck, but you can definitely feel the consistency drop from the deck just because of those hits. Overall, it was an effective ban list, I guess. Makes the Ryzeal strategy a little bit more susceptible to hand traps, which is really good. I just wish that they may have, held off a week, because I was in the groove with Shark Ryzeal, but that's beside the point. So, where does that leave us today with our deck list? I did ultimately decide on playing the Mitsurugi Ryzeal variant, which is a little bit concerning because it still has the bricking issue, and especially with the lack of deck building capabilities that I have, it's going to be even more of a brick fest. Another issue that will arise in this vlog, I guess it's going to be, is that I did reach out to the store to see if I was allowed to film throughout the day, just get some B-rolls or catch up with other players that I know. And unfortunately they said that they wouldn't allow filming, which is understandable. I completely understand. No hate towards them or anything like that. I'll probably just find a workaround. Maybe in between rounds I'll just go outside and share what happened during the event. I'll figure it out when I get there, essentially. But with that being said, I'm gonna go for a shower before Jackson shows up. I think we're gonna be leaving within the hour, so I'll catch you in the next clip. Had our shower. Jackson just messaged us saying that he's on his way, so we're just waiting on him now. He won't be too far behind. Still feeling tired. Very tired, but get a dare into me soon and then off we go.
Look what you did, Jay. You mentioned Miss Porn. It was your fault.
Yeah, true.
We know what happens.
Fucking hell, it is pretty thick.
You know
what?
I'm winning.
You can't tell me not
Winning
to either, 'cause
against
I don't have
the
physical
can.
fucking control.
Maybe.
You look like you're struggling.
I'm very much so
Is that
struggling.
true? Don't
Yes.
spill that through.
I'm not, no. There we go.
Is that true?
What's up?
Get ready to deep throat it because it will bubble. Yeah. Oxytrends are so bad. Yep.
Surprisingly, it didn't bubble.
Since
So the mist was born, as it were. Yeah.
It's on Facebook. I mean YouTube.
Yeah, you'll get striped.
Exceptionally.
no Tahitian lime.
Straw mango. Wait, no. Orange.
Baked
I
bear.
lied.
Yummy snake.
I was going to get the
I want
straw
the
mango.
snake.
And then you didn't.
You want the snake?
I want the snake.
Orange, and I was like, hey, that's basically Fanta. Is it basically Fanta? No, it's bad.
Also, whoever came up with this idea, having a sand pit right next to the charging station, such a terrible idea.
No, it's caveman charging stations. What the fuck are you talking about? That's how they charge their Teslas.
You just have your kids
Yeah,
fucking
just
playing
one
out
drilling
there.
field.
Let me know when you're about to disappoint him. I'll press.
I would. Hey Patrick, he's the
I'm going to teach you a valuable lesson in life. You always take the money first. Always. Because now you ain't getting the money.
No, it doesn't matter now. We really couldn't care.
The first thing you do is, okay, up front, or at least half up front so you get something.
Yeah, okay. Good to know.
because it's Vin. They're just like, yeah, well, she was a chick.
Oh, fuck. No, it didn't worse than a fuck.
In
Ow.
our history books, is
How are you straining your eyes? You got glasses on.
No, I can somehow, for whatever reason, focus all my energy on my eyes and it just hurts.
Like fucking,
Maybe don't do that.
No, it wasn't intentional, but here we are.
Yeah, well, I like
Gummy
it's
snake for the
literally a case of like.
What are we playing today?
playing Malice.
And what were you going to play if Konami didn't fuck up your plans?
I was going to play Sharks, but Bahamut got banned. I'm sad now.
Could you play it without Bahamut?
Not at current.
How come? Yeah, that's right. No double toe.
No double toe.
As all things should be.
It should be right, yeah.
We're nearly at Mega Games. How are we feeling?
Tired and excited.
That pretty much sums it up for me too. What are you expecting to go up against?
A lot of Rogue, Malice, and most likely Ryzeal.
Yeah, I can see it. What kind of rogue decks though?
I would say mostly Memento and a good sprinkling of Blue Eyes a bit there.
I actually don't know anything about Memento, honestly.
I know they exist.
Yeah, that's pretty much the extent I know too.
I love driving backwards. It was great.
Because of the way the motors work on this, I can theoretically do top speed backwards.
Don't.
Right, where's the fucking car park?
Keep going.
My lord. Right, where is it?
Keep going.
How far back?
Jesse, what are we playing today?
White Forest as Amina Fiendsmith, because I am the scrubbiest man.
Are you going to take all my Malice opponents this time?
No, hopefully not. I pray. I'm more prepared for it this time, but I pray not.
We excited, Patrick?
Yeah. The excitement is buzzing. And roast is cooking.
We just get there and it's closed.
I hope it's not raw. Fucking roast it, you will die.
You know what? Yeah.
Still probably taste good, though.
Oh, probably. Will I survive?
I don't know. I don't tend to eat foods.
I feel like that's restricted to fish.
Did our pre-registrations, just waiting for the rounds to go up. How are we feeling, guys?
I had a case of the yawns. Right, got a case of getting sleep.
Let's go back to bed.
No, they all
Same.
They all just stole my thing.
Yeah.
I own being tired. It's
No.
proprietary. No, that's mine.
Universal.
I am officially EP.
Gonna win today, Jackson.
Quick round one update. We went up against Apophis, or the Odeon deck. Got game one, lost game two, and game three was a mix of brick and playing bad. So not off to a good start, but I think we can bounce back. I think there's 14 invites, if I'm correct. So, maybe lose another one is fine. I don't know. Not too much to say. Pretty mean deck. Haven't had a lot of practice against it. I think I played it once, and that was on Friday. That just went. So, not much we could do about that. We'll catch you on the next round. How's it going, guys? Quick round two update. Went up against Memento. Round one, I got hit hard with the talents and Corbo. And game two, I didn't open anything meaningful. So, unfortunately, we got a quick 2-0 on ourselves, pretty much. Still having fun. Haven't played against Memento in a while, so I didn't know what they did. So when I knew that I was pretty much done for, I just asked if he could continue the combo just so I could see what the cards could do. He was completely fine with that. Chill, dude. Cheers for if you're watching this. Cheers for doing that. Jesse, how are your rounds going?
Good, 1-1.
1-1.
Yeah.
What were your?
First round was Ryzeal Mitsurugi. Lost because of a misplay in game 3, like a fool. Then it was Centurion Stardust pile, game 2. Yeah, I didn't see it coming either. He started Centurion plays and I saw a Stardust card hit the field. After the match, he showed me Bishbulk and I was like, man, I feel like this guy's trying to Bishbulk and FTK me. Wasn't what he was doing, but it felt like it.
The format definitely seems a little bit open.
Yeah. Very. I think a lot of people are a little bit shocked from the ban list still, and there's a lot of weird decks going around. I feel like this is the event to play if you want to play something strange.
I'm going to be playing you, Bill, when I get home.
Yeah, no, that's a fun idea. I'll probably, after this, if I get my invite, I might move to Dragon, Link, Fiendsmith, Metal Morph, I think.
Please don't.
I think I will. I can't wait to make people take burn damage all the time and play my QCR Swordman. So yeah, I think I might move on to that if I get my invite today.
Hopefully you get your...
Hopefully, it'll be better than my siesta.
Definitely better. No, 5 malice.
No 5 malice.
No
Not
5
today.
malice.
I refuse. Shifter's fake.
Future me, please edit the impending 5 Malice meme from last video. Round 2, how'd you go?
Played against Malice. I got him. I don't know how.
So what was the first round?
What was the Ubel?
Ubel.
Like super poly Ubel.
Ah, the bad Ubel.
Yeah, bad Ubel. He hit me with the super poly. So it's the only card he did all match.
It was the Fiendsmith stuff, right?
No. Oh wait, no, he did. Yeah, he super polyed them. He didn't have any of them.
Wait, he's not running Fiendsmith in it?
Not that I saw.
Bruh.
I saw he made 3 extra deck monsters all game. The super poly chicken, a Yama that I veiled, and the super poly chicken.
And how'd you go with the Malice matchup?
Game 1, I went first and pumped him. Game 2, he white binded all my Fiendsmith links, and then got through all my Ryzeal stuff. But then he stopped drawing starters, and I beat him to death with Engraver.
You gonna take it home for the day?
Yes. Yeah. I'm taking the whole store home. I'm picking it up. I'm putting it in the boot.
Count your days, Mega Games.
Coming in the boot.
Well, I'm a fucking trash player anyway. X2 already.
Same. Quick round 3 and 4 update. We won both games against Ubel as well as White Forest. Both were very grindy. I was very happy to see Ubel, my favorite deck from last year. Super keen for that. White Forest, we did win that in time. I just tried so hard to keep old mate off of his double piercer because that dude is not cool. Konami, why did you print a card with text like that? That caught you lacking there, Konami. Stop it. About to go into round 5, I think it is. So we'll see how we go there. How's it going, guys? Bringing you the round 5 update. We went up against Ryzeal Mathmech. Not gonna lie, game 1 was a cracked hand if I opened a starter. I think I opened 2 Veiler. Oh wait, no, it was Veiler, Imperm, Ash, called by Node Ryzeal. And then I drew into a Sword Ryzeal. Tried to normal summon the Node Ryzeal, then special the Sword. Got interrupted. Moved to game 2. Game 2 opened mainly Mitsurugi cards, so couldn't really do too much there. Tried to stop my opponent as much as possible. He still got it. Pretty chill dude. He called me Jesus. That's like the 10th time someone's called me Jesus this year. If only I could bless my own hands. Again, I do apologize for the structuring of the video. I wish I could have filmed inside the store, get some B-roll shots and whatnot, but I respect their wishes to not allow filming. It is an event after all. So I'll try and figure out a way to make this a little bit entertaining.
I don't want to buy another
Shout outs to Jesse for giving me the Auxilla. I'll bring Centurion back.
He's like, nah, no, not again. No, thank you. Called by the Diabell.
I will say though, I'm gonna when we get home, I am gonna take advantage of the fact that the format's a little bit more wider, and I'm probably gonna go back to playing Ubel for maybe a week or so.
Sorry, you'll get out of the format.
Yeah.
Set pre-release and new sets week after next.
Yeah, that's what I reckon. Play a little bit before the format changes
you
to.
play Ubel, and I'll bring my monstrosity of Dragon, Link, Fiend, Smith, Metal, Dwarf thing.
Sounds like a deal.
I'll bring stupid deck.
Hell yeah. I don't know. I just really want to play Ubel.
We vocals on Sunday this week.
No, Friday because of Easter.
It's Thursday. It's gonna be
Thursday.
I can't. I'm going to Sydney. I'm going to see Dad.
Don't go to Sydney. I want to play Ubel. It's been a while since I played the deck. I miss it. You ever just like have one of those decks where you just pick it up and it instantly clicks with you?
Yeah, White Forest. This is the longest I've been on the same deck. Like, I've spent maybe a week with another deck in the last couple of months, but it is literally, this is the longest I've ever been with a deck, including Odd Eyes and Performer Power, which were my starting decks.
That was me with Ubel. When I first picked up the game, I was pretty.
Alright.
Yeah, Swordsoul was my start.
Yeah.
Then I tried to pivot to other decks, but Ubel was the deck for me that really, well, that's the deck that I've seen the most success with. For those of you who don't know, potentially I was the first one to get an invite in New South Wales with Ubel, and then you were.
I followed up the
next day
at Dubbo with it.
Yeah.
And then I was the big balls man that took it the YCS as just burn damage.
Yeah, and then we tried to con Yassine into playing it. Shout outs to
Yassine.
Yassine.
Matchup though. Oof, my head.
Yeah. Someone
Yeah, I saw it earlier.
Yeah.
They were next to me when they were playing it. I was like, boy, you need some Panadol because it's
Yeah.
gonna hurt.
It's gonna hurt.
It's changed. Each player can change it once, so it's usually the player that would be dealing the damage that will end up dealing the damage. So, for example, if he declares an attack, modifies once for one player, so it says, I take the damage instead, and it modifies for the next player, it says they might take damage instead. So and the person that would have normally taken the damage will take the damage depending on whose turn it is. Because if it was they run into, or you run into one of their monsters in your turn, they take the damage.
Yeah.
But if it's their turn, then you take the damage.
You take the damage.
It basically just doesn't modify battle damage.
Okay.
That is a headache and a
Yeah.
half. I'm
And then
glad you
there's-
took on that burden over
Then there's
me.
other things, like you've got taking effect damage instead. There's another layer there.
Oh yeah, because of
Because damage is done in layers.
Yeah.
So when you're discussing effects that change how damage work, they're done in layers. So applying an effect that says they take effect damage equal to the damage you would have took applies before you not taking damage at all.
Right.
This is mansplaining with Jesse.
So, but yeah, no, it's a complicated matchup. I don't blame anyone else for wanting endone or something afterwards. It's pretty bad, or morphine.
Self-abort.
Huh? I did Nurofen. It didn't work.
Did you win that one?
Yes, I did. He tried the Axe of Fools me, and then I was like, oh god, I'm gonna lose. And then I made the fusion and did like 6k damage, and then I made the train, and I was like, detach, take 2k.
Oh yeah, good stuff.
Because we needed a way to do damage and not completely rely on the battle phase. So I ended up playing the train package because I was also on Leeb, so that if I got an empty field, I could just go Leeb.
OTK.
Yep, pretty much.
Push the game.
But no, that was good times. I enjoyed that deck very much.
Same.
I don't like the new version of it. It's just a Fiend pile.
Neither. It is just Fiend Link at this stage.
Yeah, it's basically Dragon Link, but for Fiends.
But for Fiends, yeah.
I don't like it anymore. Hence why I gave him my core.
Oh, I see.
Didn't even charge him for it. Just like, have it. I don't want it.
Anyway, $50 for that mat. Sounds pretty crisp.
$50 for that, man. Does sound pretty good.
Oh
I
yeah.
make $50. Or you can buy me Broster, and I'll call it even.
I'll have to see how my account goes.
Okay.
Because I'm doing a bit of saving. A little bit of saving.
I was, and then Rarity Collection come out.
See, I didn't want to go into Rarity Collection.
I did. I want a QCR Diabellstar and
Just
QCR
buy the
Moki Moki.
Just buy them individually.
No, but fun, pretty cards.
It's the fucking...
Hey, I made like $400. Like,
Yeah, true.
no complaints there.
What did you get? You got Feet Blue Eyes?
I got the Feet Blue Eyes, and I got the... I think it was originally a tin art of Dark Magician Girl.
Yeah.
The QCR, that goes for about 150, and then the Blue Eyes is about 200 apparently on pre-sale. They're willing to pay for it, so.
The Zeus went down pretty quick. It was like a $170 card. Now it's like...
Zeus has no nostalgia factor.
That is
Zeus
true.
is just cool.
And he doesn't have waifu tax.
Yes.
He's just a cool fucking mecha.
Yeah, and it's not only a QCR printing. That's another big...
That is
thing.
true.
Because if I'm not wrong, that alternate art also comes as platinum. I think.
No, it's just QC.
You sure?
I think so.
Oh, I can look it up, actually.
Anyway, that was ranting with Jayden and Jesse.
Rant on Kings.
We're just waiting on Jackson to...
Lose or win?
Yeah, lose or win.
Lose quickly or win?
Fast.
I don't care if he wins fast. 'Cause
I-
it doesn't affect us getting Broster, but if he loses quickly, that'd be dope.
Yeah, we can get Broster sooner.
I really want Broster. I'm so
Yeah,
fucking
same.
hungry.
Hunger got to the best of him.
I threw for chicken. I regret nothing. Hey, good deal.
What were you playing against?
Blue Ice. Look, I was like, I hunger. And then I stopped thinking before I activated cards.
We all get there.
I click Master Duel button, I click yes.
Everyone needs to know that this is our thing.
We need to know this person.
So it only doesn't come down to that. I don't
Do you
care.
have a problem about me filming about the Brosters?
No, Broster is king. Broster is king.
Actually, Broster's a chicken, and it looks like a gentleman as a top hat, and a king on a crown.
I've seen Charles wear it on that.
Fellas, we have been broasted. So that was basically it for Penrith Regionals. Quick takeaway, the format was pretty wide. There was a lot of different decks running around, like Ubel, Makanko. At one point, I heard normal summon Moye. So yeah, it was pretty crazy to see some of these decks coming out. And it's also inspired me to take a break from Ryzeal this week to play Ubel, a deck that I have been missing a lot this last 4 or 5 months that it's been absent from the format. So the next video is probably not going to be Ryzeal related. I'll probably see how we go with Yubel. It's still not going to be amazing to play, especially with cards like Droll and Forloss running around in the format. It's going to be a little bit painful, but I think it's worthwhile just to have a bit of fun before Alliance Insight comes out in a couple of weeks. And then the next format's pretty much just going to be Malice. It gets a really insane boost with the new cards coming out. Okay, so matchups. I've tried my best to keep you guys as updated as possible throughout the vlog, but due to time constraints, I had to cut a fair bit out. So round 1 was against Odeon. I think he won the dice roll. He went first, but I still got him game 1. Game 2 was a little bit of a mess because I thought I put my side deck into my main deck, but I clearly didn't, because usually I take out a copy of Arme just so I don't brick on Arme or the ritual spell too hard if I'm going first. So he passes turn to me, I start comboing off. I get to a point where I start looking into my deck to search for a card, and then I notice that 2 Armes are in my deck, as well as other cards that I would have sided out otherwise. So clearly I tunnel visioned, tried to side deck, but then I ended up just putting the same cards back into my main deck, which meant we didn't have the power cards we needed to break through his board, which gave him the win that game. And then game 3, I bricked pretty badly. I also played pretty badly, but yeah, that's pretty much that for that round. On to our second round, we were playing against Memento. As I said in the vlog, I didn't really have too much experience playing against it prior, so we went into it blind, hand trapped it incorrectly, and he just kept on comboing off. Game 2, I bricked pretty badly. He also hand trapped me super correctly, so there wasn't much we could do. He well and truly earned that one, so not much to say. And round 3, we went up against Yubel. I had so much experience playing that deck that I knew where to hand trap it, where to stop it, also detonator, pop the Nightmare Pain and Throne, and the opening of the Spirit Gates pretty much just leaves them dead in the water. So we quickly got game 1. Game 2 was a little bit of a brick fest on my end, so he got that one. Game 3, we managed to beat him just before time was called, and after we were done, I gave him a couple of pointers on what he could have done a bit better to get me in a less favorable position, because there was definitely moments there where he could have had me on the ropes, but due to how he comboed, it was a little bit iffy. Like, I'm pretty sure in one of our games he had the best hand. Like, he could have just made Phantom straight up and he still would have had enough to combo off after that. But he did tell me that he picked up the deck in January, so I think he did pretty well considering he's only been playing the deck for 3-4 months. So shout outs to you. Thank you for playing my favorite deck and inspiring me to try and play it this weekend. Moving on to round 4, we were playing against White Forest Toy Box. The matchup was already a bit iffy for me anyway, because I still don't know what the cards do even after Jesse has relentlessly beat me with it multiple times. Not only that, but my opponent also didn't understand what Ryzeal did. So there'd be moments where I try to negate with Cross and he'd try to chain something to it. I did try my best to explain as best as possible what the cards did. There was another moment where he tried to talent me after I negated with Cross, because I think he thought that Duo Drive was negating, even though it was the effect of Cross. So I had to also explain, no, it was Cross that was negating in the middle of the chain, not Duo Drive that was negating. And then we started getting closer to time after a little bit of explaining, getting some sort of understanding of what was happening during the game. So I tried my best to keep him off of the White Forest double piercer. I was up in life points, so I wasn't really too concerned with time almost being called. I wasn't trying to play into time, more so trying to see my next turn so I could try to go in for game. But unfortunately with White Forest, once they gain access to that double piercer, they will just constantly recycle it. I don't know how many times he brought it back on field, but we were heading towards time. I had no materials on my detonator at that stage, and he was trying to find another way to bring back the double piercer. Unfortunately, as soon as he got it on board, time did get called, which is a sucky way to lose. I honestly probably would have lost that one if time didn't get called. I just think that the constant explaining of what my cards were doing didn't really help going into time. He was such a chill dude. I could clearly see he was frustrated about losing to time. I did apologize because no one really wants to win or lose in that way. And other than that, I think he played the deck really well. You can tell that he had a lot of experience with the deck. So by this point, most of us were already X2, and we pretty much unanimously decided that if we went X3, we'd just drop so we could get some food. So going into round 5, we were up against Ryzeal Mathmech. My opening hand wasn't the best. Only having Node as my playable Ryzeal was terrible. Luckily, he was going first, and having 4 hand traps pretty much ended his turn on the spot. Pass his turn to me. I draw into Sword Ryzeal. Normal summon Node, special sword. I think he tried to Ash Blossom the sword, but I called by the Ash Blossom. Tried to go into Duo Drive. He had an Imperm. I passed turn to him and he just started comboing off. We moved to game 2. In game 2, I opened mostly Mitsurugi stuff, which isn't the best, but I was able to do at least something. I think I ended on Ame and Futsu on board with the trap set. I think I hard opened the trap, which sucks, but it's better than nothing, I guess. On his turn, he starts off with Bisteel Magnemite targeting my Kusanagi. I didn't choose to Ame that effect purely because I'm pretty sure that Bisteels have an interaction with Ame where if they get sent, they'll still try to banish as much as possible. And I'm pretty sure he manages to out my board anyway. My next draw was going to be a Droll, so I called it quits there. My opponent was cool. We cracked a lot of jokes during our match based on the fact that I looked like Jesus. I kept on blessing his hand because at that point I already knew that I wasn't gonna get that round anyway, so just tried to have as much fun as possible. Another thing that was pretty cool was when I sat down for round 1, someone who was sitting next to my opponent recognized me from the channel, more specifically the YCS vlog I did a month back. It's such a nice feeling to get recognized for something that you're really trying to put a lot of effort into. So if you're watching this, thank you for mentioning something. Sorry if I was a little bit awkward. That's like the first time that someone's pointed out that they've watched my videos that I didn't know. So yeah, that was basically Penrith Regionals. Massive thank you to the event organizers as well as the judges. I think you guys did amazing, and thank you guys for watching. If you liked what you saw, please consider leaving a like or a comment or even maybe a subscribe. We have officially hit over 100 subscribers, which is amazing. Thank you guys for showing your endless support. And the next time you'll see me, I'll be getting full lost and ending my turn because I'm on New Bell. Anyway, that's about it. That's game.